My dear people of the once independent state of Southern Cameroons, accept revolutionary greetings from me, your comrade and servant, John Ba Akuro, this Monday, January 4, 2021. My people, this message is not going to be long. It's a very short and direct message. It is specific to the great people of Bamenda in the once independent state of Southern Cameroons. My dear people, I am coming this day to heartily congratulate all of you. I mean, everybody in Mezam. Congratulate all of you for your show of firmness, your show of resilience, and for your total demonstration of the fact that we, the people of the Southern Cameroons, know what we want. We know where we are going to, and we know exactly how we will get there. And that no one will come and bully us in the land of our birth and expect that we will bow. My dear people, like I said in my previous two communications, the year 2020 is our year to take this struggle, to take this liberation movement to the next level. And nothing, I mean nothing at all, will stop us from doing this. This communication today is not just to congratulate you, the brave warriors, the civilian population of Bamenda. It is absolutely to say what has happened today is just chapter 1 of at least 10 chapters to follow. And it is the first step in the right direction. And I'm coming here today to say we have to get ready to move on to the next step. Because this year, it has to be, fire for fire. By fire for fire here, I mean we, the civilian population, the civil society, are determined to continue to use all peaceful means available to keep reminding the global community that we are not satisfied where we are. We are not happy, that we are not where we are supposed to be, that we are not supposed to have anything to do with La République du Cameroun, in any kind of quasi-union. They are our neighbors. We respect that they are our neighbors. And we are people who believe in peaceful coexistence as neighbors, just like we have lived over time with the people, the great people of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That is how we want to live with the people of La République du Cameroun that achieved their independence on the 1st of January 1960. But that they come to our land, impose themselves on us, and want to even define how we live, want to even define how we, have intercourse with our wives. That is not going to happen. And we shall use all peaceful means available, my dear people, to tell them that it will not work, and it is not going to work. The theme of this very short recording today is success introduces you to the world, but failure introduces the world to you. I'd like you to note this because we're talking here about the power of motion, the law of motion. And I'm drawing this from Bishop Dr. Chris Pakpove. It says, success introduces you to the world, but failure introduces the world to you. Today, we have proven once more that, like in the past 4 years, we will keep this struggle, this movement, this liberation movement alive until we get to where we are heading to. We have proven today once more that no one can bully us in our land. My people of the Southern Cameroons, we are a people of dignity. We are a people who know our value. We are a people who show respect, fraternity, and accommodate others who come to live with us, especially when they come with respect and are ready to respect the laws of our land. We allowed our neighbors to live with us in our land freely. At the time they were having serious problems in their own land, we welcomed the good lot of them in our land, gave them land to build, gave them our children even in marriage. When they got their independence, they deceived some of our people into believing that it were possible for us to force some kind of quasi-union with them. We tried that experiment because we were even forced. It was forced down our throat by the United Nations and the powers that were concerned that refused to give us a third option at the time it was very important. But today we have come of age and we have realized that people we thought saw us as humans actually do see us as second-class citizens. They even see us at some point as not being deserving enough to be called humans. My dear people, this must stop. It has to stop, and it has to stop now. Listen, they went on the rampage today. They have sealed thousands of shops in Kwen, in Mancon, in Mendankwe, in Bambili, in Bambui. They have sealed thousands of shops. And what they're already thinking in their heads is that because they have sealed these shops, they will break our will, number one. Number two, some of them where they are seated right now and drinking cold beer, wine, and liquor, they are already telling themselves that for each of these shops sealed, they will collect at least 50,000 or 100,000. So some of them are already imagining where they are going to buy new pieces of land to build skyscrapers, the kind of cars they are going to buy from this looting and extortion. My dear people, we must deny them that pleasure. Listen, the Indians under Gandhi were faced with this same kind of situation and they handled it. I mean, Gandhi and the Indians used the bunch of broom philosophy and the mighty army of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. Don't forget, the United Kingdom of Great Britain is one of the big five until this day. But Gandhi and the Indians, with no arms, were able to eject them from their land by the strong will of the people. They used a bunch of broom philosophy because the British in India wanted to stop the Indians from harvesting their own salt from their own seas to use in cooking their own food. They wanted them to pay taxes to the British before harvesting their own natural resource to use for their own purpose in their own land. The Indians said that was not going to happen. And how did they succeed? It was one for all and all for one. So they stood in long lines and the British army displayed all kinds of weapons. All kinds of weapons. And even when I had to bring down the first line of people, but the rest of the people continued to stand. And at one point, they were forced to abandon. Yes, the mighty British army was defeated, not because the Indians had the best arms, but because they had the strongest will, because they had the strongest approach, because they had the best philosophy. My dear people of the Southern Cameroons, they will not come to the land of our birth and impose it on us. These shops that have been sealed will be unsealed by us. We will not negotiate with those people to unseal our shops. No, they tried in Kumba, in the great city of Kumba, and failed. It is not in Bamenda. It is not in Bamenda, the land of warriors, that they will succeed. My dear people, we will get up tomorrow, Tuesday morning, go to the market, unseal our shops. All of us, please don't stay behind. Let others not unseal their shops and you leave yours and say because you are going to carry favors, you will end up as the victim. We must operate together. We must move together. Show that solidarity together. Let me see which prison, La République du Cameroon will cut hundreds of thousands of Bamenda in two. My dear people, there comes a time where you say enough is enough. We have already defeated fear. We have already defeated death. We have already crashed and crushed every other kind of evil manifestation they brought to our land. This is not the time to relent. This is not the time to stop. This nonsense has got to stop. I say Tuesday, tomorrow in the morning, we all proceed to the markets and we all unseal our shops, all of us. We are going to adopt the bunch of broom philosophy like Gandhi did with the Indians. And trust me, my people, we will overcome. Trust me, my people, there is nothing they can do. Trust me, my people, they will not be able to do anything. They will be overwhelmed by the force of our solidarity. They will be overwhelmed by the power of our resilience. They will be overwhelmed by the courage that we manifest. But most importantly, they will be overwhelmed by the fact that we all decide to work together. Enough of this nonsense. This nonsense, I say, must stop in this 2021. My dear people, let me share a line from Sophie Loren. It's very important for us to hear this. It takes us to what I'm talking about, the law of motion, so that we know that even while we are hoping, waiting, and praying for outside help, we must continue to count on ourselves. We can see for ourselves that outside help is manifesting. It will come. It will not be very long in coming. La République du Cameroon is trying to fast track. They are doing this thing, they are in a haste to break our resilience because they know that 2021 is not going to be an interesting year for them. That's why they want at all costs to tell the world that finally, we have accepted and given up our own liberation movement and decided that we will stay as slaves forever. That is not going to happen. Just share this thought with me from Sophie Loren. She says, when I got enough confidence, the stage was gone. When I was sure of losing, I won. When I needed people the most, they left me. When I learned to dry my tears, I found a shoulder to cry on. When I mastered the skill of hating, someone started loving me from the core of the heart. And while waiting for light for hours, when I fell asleep, the sun came out. This tells some very interesting thing, that our plans may not always go the way we want, but trust me, we must keep going. While we're waiting for outside help to come, let's keep moving. Sometimes they may even arrive when we don't even need it, because by the force of our determination and by our resilience, we would have made it quite already. We would already have overcome and broken the yokes. Broken the yokes of fear, broken the yokes of, backsliding, broken the yokes of falling behind, broken the yokes of disunity, and overcome the challenges that want to take away from us that which is so precious for us, which is our freedom. We will stop at nothing. My dear people, once more, I want to thank all the people, the great people of Bamenda, the great people of Mezam, and through them, the entire brave warriors of the Southern Cameroons across the Southern Cameroons for continuing to be strong. We have to be strong all the way, because future generations of Southern Cameroonians deserve to have a better country than what we have today. That is why the late Michael Jackson said, you should heal the world. Make it a better place for you, for me, and for all the generations of people who are born and those who are still to be born. We must fight until we leave a better Southern Cameroons than we met it for future generations of Southern Cameroonians. they will know that we lived a good life and that we fought a good fight, that we finished the race. To God be all the glory. And once more, stay strong, my people.